Dear students, today I am going to discuss about bird migration and types of bird migration. What is migration? Migrate, Latin word, to go one place to other or to and fro movement. Many groups of animal make long and or short distance to and fro journey seasonally to get optimum condition at all times. Bird migration is the regular seasonal journey undertaken by many species of birds. Birds periodically change their habitat to get optimum condition at all times. So, bird migration is the yearly seasonal journey undertaken by many species of birds, more than 4,000 species. That means 40% of the species of birds are migratory birds, and other birds are called resident birds. During migration, birds cover long distances, so it is thousands of kilometers. Most common type of migration carried out by birds in spring and autumn. So spring followed with summer, harsh summer, so they migrate to the favorable place or favorable ground. Similarly, autumn followed with the winter, harsh winter, so birds migrate to the favorable ground. So this you will find the onward movement and backward movement you will find. So immigration and emigration. From their home ground they migrate to the winter ground or the favorable ground, or that is called feeding ground. Then once the favorable condition occurs in home ground, they emigrate back to their home ground from their feeding ground to the breeding ground. There are many types of bird migration. So this to and fro journey can be identified altitudinal migration. So from higher altitude the birds migrate to the lower altitude. So during winter, so the example is the green swallow. Then latitudinal migration. So latitudinal migration is the one from the northern hemisphere to the southern hemisphere and vice versa. So this is many Arctic tern is the example. Then longitudinal migration, birds migrate from east to west and west to east, so that is longitudinal migration, example starling. Then total migration, whole flock of bird and all the members of the group migrate. So this is total migration or complete migration. Partial migration, some members of the group migrate, so that is partial migration. Let us see these the examples for these different types one by one. The first one, altitudinal migration. The example here is the bar-headed geese. So these bar-headed geese, they breed and nest in the lakes of China and Tibet. You may see here in this region, Mongolia and China region, and during April and June they nest in this region during summer season. During winter these regions are covered with snow, hence they migrate from higher altitude, from this higher altitude to the favorable the regions of the lower altitude. So they migrate to northern India, Assam or southern India. They are crepuscular, and that means evening they become active, and a whole night they will be active. So nocturnal in habit, and they rest during daytime on sandbanks in the middle of the large rivers during their migration. They form a V-shape formation of or else a straight line during their migratory flight. Just see this, they cross the high altitude mountains of Himalaya during their journey. So they even cross so many Everest climbers. They even found these geese during their their trekking to Everest. So they even cross Everest mountains. So in such a height they fly during their migration. So another example for altitudinal migration is green and red shank. You will find in this picture the green shank, the leg, it's a wetland bird, its leg is greenish color, red shank reddish color, and also you will see the variation in their size. They are winter visitor to India. During winter time they visit India. They nest and breed in Kashmir and Ladakh region during May and June season, that is during summer. Then Ladakh is covered with snow during winter, hence they migrate to southern and northern eastern wetlands of India during winter season. Green and red shank migrate in mixed flock. You can see the mixed flocks of green and red shank along with the sandpiper. They make a big flock of thousands of birds and they migrate together. So next, latitudinal migration. So latitudinal migration, the best example is the Arctic tern. Sterna macrura is a latitudinal migratory bird. It is also termed as a champion of migration. So inhabits in the northern temperate zone of North America, Canada and Europe and Arctic region, Greenland, Ireland, in this northern hemisphere, northernmost part of the hemisphere. So this is going to cover with the snow entire region during winter. So that's why in the winter season they migrate to Antarctica. From Arctic region they migrate to the Antarctica, and along the coast they migrate along the coast of Atlantic Ocean, and to and forth journey they take up this Atlantic Ocean the path. They cover a distance of 11,000 miles, that means 16,000 kilometers. This is a slim bird about 35 to 43 centimeter in length, smaller than a crow in size, and they fly such every year they cover a distance of 20 to 1,000 miles from during winter season from northern hemisphere to southern hemisphere and back to the northern hemisphere during the favorable summer season. This is the Arctic tern migratory routes. You may see they inhabit in this the northernmost part of North America, Greenland, then you can see the Asian part. So they take up this, they migrate to the Antarctica, and majority will take up this coastal region and they into the back to their place during summer. So this is you will find these are the red one, these are the breeding ground or else home ground of this Arctic tern, and so the Antarctica, this will be the winter ground for this Arctic tern. So Arctic tern follow the trade winds so that which allow them to conserve energy by soaring, so that minimize their energy for flying. They have also high speed wing. You may see here the wing shape. So this resist the least resistance for the air pressure, so that they fly easily. So this is the adaptations what you see in Arctic tern. This is the champion of migration. You may see this the big flock of Arctic tern migrating on the bank of the Atlantic Ocean. Then another next to this Arctic tern, another important migratory bird is American golden plover. You will find golden plover nest in North Canada during summer. So this is the region, Alaska and North Arctic Alaska, Canada, and they migrate during winter. They migrate to the southern part of the South America. So they travel around the 8,000 kilometers from here, and they do loop migration. That means their the time of the onward journey, they take up this Atlantic Ocean, and during their return, so they are the favorable ecological condition, they take up Mississippi Valley. So this is forming a loop, So the onward journey and backward journey, so they form a loop. So this is the golden plover migrating flock you can make out in this picture. Then another important latitudinal migratory bird is Siberian crane. Siberian crane, a magnificent white bird, white crane, winter visitor to Bharatpur Ghana National Park in Rajasthan. This Siberian crane exclusively using wetlands for nesting and feeding and roosting. It is observed probing in wetlands for its food. It's a wetland bird. For the it is probing beaks and for its the roots of tubers, spores, and stems of the aquatic plants. So they from Siberia they travel all the way. They crossing there more than 6,000 kilometers and coming to the Bharatpur bird sanctuary of Rajasthan or Bharatpur wetlands of Rajasthan every year during winter season, because this region going to cover with the snow during winter. Longitudinal migration, so from east to west and back vice versa. Migration birds from east to west and vice versa is known as longitudinal migration. Patagonia plover, this is a bird migrate to Falkland during summer for breeding and back to this its homeland, and this is what you can see, the Patagonia plover. Then another is starling bird. They migrate in millions of birds, big flock. They migrate from East Asia to Atlantic coast to avoid winter severity. So this east to west they migrate. So this is what you can see, longitudinal migration. Then total migration, as I said, it is the complete migration. Many northern hemisphere birds show complete migration. Arctic tern, golden plover, all members of the species migrate to south during non-breeding season, that is during winter. During breeding season they go back to their home ground. Then partial migration, the seasonal movement of some, not all members to breeding ground. Example is the blue jay of Canada migrates to their breeding ground in batches. So that is not all the members, only the the matured males and females migrate to the favorable breeding ground every year. So that is what you can see, the partial migration. Similar type you will find in the red-tailed hawk, and also in the you will find in the herring gull. So they entire group is not migrating. Some the matured the adults, the males and females, they migrate. So this is called partial migration. Then vagrant migration or eruptive migration or irregular migration you will find in many birds. Irregularly they disperse in different direction in search of food, suitable climate, and for the purpose of safety. No seasonality here. So snowy owls are noted for vagrant migration that have been correlated with the periodic declines in the primary food source. Whenever there is a primary decline in primary food source, they migrate. Similarly, you will find blue herons, then you can see the cuckoos, they migrate, they show the eruptive migration. Depending on the time they migrate, you will find diurnal migration, daytime migratory bird, nocturnal migration, nighttime migratory bird, and daily migration, every day on they migrate, seasonal migratory birds likewise. So, the nocturnal migration, many species of birds migrate at night. The long distance migratory birds, songbirds, shorebirds migrate only at night. The advantage for them, nocturnal migration, is that they forage during the daytime. They get more time to foraging purpose. Then the nocturnal migrants can do migration after a day spent foraging and storing energy, and they are not they face less number of predators while their migration. They are nocturnal migratory birds. Diurnal daytime migration, you will find many birds. Most of the birds, they migrate during daytime, and migrate daytime flight get benefited from using currents of warmer air, which provide to lift the body for the flying bird. Most of the waterfowls, including ducks, geese, are migrating during daytime. Similarly, songbirds, finches, swallows, pigeons, doves, they migrate during the daytime. So, the flight time and foraging during the daytime, and spend the night roosting and sleeping. So, the migration in bird is a spectacular event, or it's a miracle actually, and the to observe this, the World Migratory Bird Day is celebrated. It's an annual event to create awareness and raising campaign highlighting the need for the conservation of migratory birds and their habitats. Every year, people around the world take action and organize public events such as bird festivals, education programs, exhibitions, bird watching excursions. All these they do, and they celebrate the World Migratory Bird Day. It will be observed on second Saturday in May and second Saturday in October. This year, World Migratory Day celebrated on 9th May, and it is going to, so we may plan to celebrate on 10th October. This is you people, you have to arrange some program for this. Thank you.